Alright guys, on this week's episode we have, why am I saying this a week's episode? On this episode we have AJ from Fraser Valley Adventures.
That's right.
That's right, okay. AJ, tell me more about your company before we talk about AJ.
So Fraser Valley Adventures is an outdoor adventure company. We focus a lot on bringing people in touch with nature, maybe people that don't have the chance to get out in the wild like we do. As you know, BC is super well known for its nature and beauty and whatnot. So we take people out. We do Jeep tours, ATV tours. We also do ATV rentals. And then we've tapped into the corporate market recently doing corporate retreats up. We're partnered up with Coldwater Ranch in Merritt, BC. Mm-hmm. They have a lodge up there that's actually a respite lodge for the disabilities community. And they're able to do corporate stuff once a month out of their lodge. So we have taken advantage of that and booked up every single month, one time a month, that we can bring in different corporations and they come up there, have a good time, go on the Jeeps, go on the quads, and do some team building stuff. And it's just a great thing for camaraderie and just bring the companies closer together. And they all they want to book for next year.
Already, yeah.
It's been really good, yeah, really big.
So do you take your ATVs and the Jeeps and everything up there prior to these guys going?
Correct. Yeah. So we make a few loads up there, and we've done buying them food, pig roasts, and everything. Like, basically they gave us the reins that you guys do everything, and we don't want to have to think about it. And we just said, hey, no problem, and basically organized the whole weekend for them, so they didn't have to think about doing anything except for just getting there. And then we just had a fantastic couple weekends.
So do you stay there with them as well?
Yeah, so I stay on site. I don't stay with them in the lodge. I stay in a nearby place, but just so we can get some peace and quiet at the end of the day kind of thing, and rest a little bit. But yeah, we're on site, so if they need anything or whatever else, we're there to
something breaks down, you guys are there, or?
Yeah, I mean, the ATVs, we're generally there during the day. I have somebody assisting me, and we take them out and show them a good time. But we try to be with them when they're on the machines.
Oh, so you're the guide too?
We're a guide as well. I mean, the ATV rentals is, we bought all these ATVs for the corporate retreats, more or less, but then we decided, well, let's rent them out on the side. Mm-hmm. And it just helps with payments and everything else.
Yeah, for sure.
And some people, they want to just rent them out and go to Chilliwack River for a day, and they take it,
this, man.
bring it back.
We gotta do this, man, one day. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a good time. I mean, people are just tickled over it.
I'm just pumped just talking about it right now, man.
Yeah, let's do it, for sure.
For sure. So how'd you get started in this?
So, funny story, I guess. My wife and I were in Portugal, and we stayed in Airbnb, and then Airbnb has an experiences section, when you sign up. And it said, off-road tour to a lagoon for paddleboarding. Yeah. So we booked it up right away. My wife and I are super adventurous people, so we were, let's go for it. So we went, and he said, we started this thing on Airbnb, and I just got thinking more and more about it, and I said, when we got home, we said, we could do something like this. We have a Jeep that we adventure all the time. So we started doing Jeep tours up in Harrison Hot Springs, BC, just east a little bit, and we take people to the natural hot springs up there. There's pools or tubs, and bring people up there. They soak in the tub for the day. We make them some lunch and head back down, and they relax either at the resort if we pick them up, or we pick people up from from the city here or whatever and go up there. And then from there, it kind of just snowballed. We spent the fall and the winter kind of thinking about what do we want to do next year, and decided to buy some ATVs. And we had actually done two retreats the summer prior, the same summer that we did the Jeep tours, more of on a personal level with family friends with their companies, and they had a blast. So we said, well, let's do something with this. And then everything kind of came together when this Abilitas Lodge, they got a grant that it said that they could make some money there, not rely 100% on donations, that they could rent this lodge out once a month to help with costs, whatever else. And we jumped on that right away and then started doing the corporate retreats, and here we are, the end of the second summer.
So is this business yours or yours and your wife's?
Well, my wife is there by my side. I mean, she's helped me through the entire thing, but my name's on all the paperwork and stuff, certainly. Yeah. It's just, basically, I'm the president. Yeah. I'm the tour guide. Yeah. I'm the employee. Yeah. So, yeah, basically just me right now.
So about you, are you from BC, from Vancouver area?
Yeah, so I grew up in Abbotsford.
Okay.
And I still live in Abbotsford.
That's about 45 minutes away from Vancouver east.
That's right. Yeah, depending on traffic nowadays. It's
a little longer. Sometimes, yeah, exactly. About an hour and a half sometimes.
But I've lived there, my whole life, and I've been totally into the outdoors all my life. Hunting, fishing, quadding, dirt biking, jeeps, whatever I could get my hands on, that would get me out into the bush. Mm-hmm. So we live in pretty much the perfect spot to be doing this kind of stuff. For
Abbotsford, yeah.
Yeah, and Abbotsford is kind of a good midway between, the city and then also to really get out in vacation land or whatever. Else, where everybody, goes for the long weekends. All the traffic's heading that way, right?
So what were you doing prior to Fraser Valley Adventures?
So I worked in the construction industry. I was a manager for an aggregate company.
Okay.
So I worked there for about 8 years. It got taken over by various different companies while I was there, but I was pretty much at the same site all the time. Just working with machinery and mechanics, and then I was managing at the time that I left. And it just got to a point where it was just too monotonous for me, and the people that I was working with sometimes were, just negative people, and just a bit toxic in the end. I had to kind of get out of there. I mean, I worked with some really great people that I learned so much, about management and everything else, but it was time for me to kind of get out of there and start something new, start a new chapter. So
how was that challenge going from working for somebody to your own company?
Well, it was great, but it was stressful at the same time. I mean, I left thinking that I was going to start a mechanical shop. I rent a Quonset on a farm that I could work and do some stuff out of, fix people's cars.
What's Quonset?
It's just like an A-frame building,
okay.
More or less.
Yeah.
So I was doing mechanical work, oil changes, work. I thought maybe I'll customize people's Jeeps and stuff because I really love doing that. But there's a lot of guys out there that do it a lot better. And, they got the experience, they got the name. So I had to build something up. And that was tough for me. But I still have a sole proprietorship company that I do. Excavating work. I still do some oil changes stuff for people, just for a little bit of stuff on the side. But it was great at first to get by myself, where I could spend time with my family one day if I had to. Like, working for yourself it's an odd change, when you're used to working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then all of a sudden I got it's my time. I do what I want with it. But
respect the time.
Then comes the financial stress after that, and you realize, wow, I don't have a salary anymore. Yeah. So got to find the jobs. Got to start hustling people, and just working every avenue.
There's no salary, but now there's bills. Now there's other payments coming along. Now there's payroll. There's it's just it's a whole lot of things.
It's been a bit of a transition for sure, but you got to have a good group of people around you.
Yes.
Obviously,
positive group.
Very positive group. My family and my wife's family, and of course my wife and everybody, they supported me along the way and given ample amount of advice, and we've just been working and learning as we go.
Mom and Dad, are they in Abbotsford or somewhere else?
Yeah, they're also in Abbotsford, and same with my wife's parents. So we're
Any
pretty
of them
tight-knit
entrepreneurs?
Yeah. I mean, my dad is, you could call him an entrepreneur for sure. He's got his hands in a lot of things. He's very diverse in his portfolio, that's for sure. So I've learned a lot from him. We meet once a week and go over how's the business going, do little spreadsheets and what we think might work, where we should advertise, this and that. He's helped me a lot there. And then, my brother-in-law, he started an excavating company. My sister, started the dog grooming company.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So most definitely full of entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
I guess. Very ambitious, so I gotta kind of follow suit and do what I can.
Yeah, you can go back and forth and see what's working for them, and especially on the advertising side with all of them.
Big time.
Right.
Yeah, it's been fantastic being able to learn from them. They learn from my mistakes. I learn from theirs. It couldn't be more perfect, I guess.
So your wife, does she work with you in the business, or does she have another job?
So my wife's a full-time kindergarten teacher, French immersion. So she's also
dealing with
very
the
ambitious.
adults rather than the trades guys.
Right. That's right. So she's just coming off mat leave and now going back to work. So it's even another stressful time for us.
First kid?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So she's going back to work, and we're gonna have grandmas and friends basically looking after our daughter. So that's another transition that we're kind of just working through, but it should be good. I mean, she's got her career. She's very focused, my wife, and then so am I. So we're going to have to juggle a bit to make sure that we don't lose what's important to us, our family.
Man, exactly. You got family, which is, I think, the anchor of everything. Once you have that, you can rely on them, right? You can send your daughter over to either the grandparents' place. You got your dad as support. You got your wife there as well, and there's on you go. Your brother-in-law, your sister with businesses, and you're good. Just doing the work, man.
Yeah.
Just do the work.
Yeah. They're definitely helping us.
Sounds good. What do you have for questions?
Well, I just want to. You talk about advertising. Maybe let's talk about, because a lot of there's a good amount of business owners that tune in and listen. So, and I think we often talk about social media marketing and stuff like that. So maybe for those business owners, what is your experience there on the social media marketing aspect, and how has it worked for you as a business?
Yeah. So for social media, it's so effective, and you can target your demographic super easily through Facebook ads or Instagram or however you do it. So it makes it very easy for the user, especially if you're a new entrepreneur and you have really no idea. Well, Facebook will pretty much tell you, do you want between 15 and 30 years old? Do you want male or female? All that stuff. So you can't beat it. You really can't. I mean, we still do all the old school stuff, like brochures in the airport and in all the visitor centers, and we put up signs and stuff on various roads that people are going for vacation or whatnot. But I mean, most definitely our feedback when we get customers, I always try and ask them, how did you find out about us, kind of thing. And more times than not, it's the internet, almost every time. And then a few people word of mouth and whatnot. So the internet is, by far most effective, especially in our business where we're advertising beauty and exploring and BC. Well, we can just slap a hashtag on there, hashtag explore BC, beautiful BC, and you have, I don't know how many, let's say 500,000 people are following that hashtag. The exposure is second to none, most definitely. So we found it super effective. You can put X amount of money down, and you can stretch it over a certain amount of period. You can say, I want to spend $30 a month. You can say, I want to spend $500 a month. I mean, they just had that documentary on Netflix about the Brexit and the Trump campaign. Well, they were spending $1 million a day on Facebook ads. Like, you can put any amount of money.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And they'll reach your demographic.
They'll reach it,
Reach it. So,
The
yeah.
main thing for that is running it is one thing, testing it to see if it's working, right? And then if it's not working, adjusting it. And even though if it's working, could you adjust it more to get some more?
Mhm.
Right? That's what like all these we we're talking prior to even starting the podcast. The A/B testing on Facebook is extremely important, and having the right person running that for you that actually understands this is very important too.
Yeah, you have to be able to decipher it. So I've hired somebody to help me with my social media, because the insights and all that stuff, it was kind of gibberish to me. I vaguely understand what it is, but to be the most effective, you gotta be on it, and you have to be, well, especially with social media, you have to be engaging. You have to be checking the insights. Yeah, what ad's working, what ad did not work.
You're a business guy at the end of the day, right?
I went to college for business management.
But you're
and
out
stuff.
there. Your passion is to go out there and on the ATVs, show these guys around. That's hired, right? You need to bring somebody onto the team that knows how to do it, and you have already, and leave that for them to do.
Right, that would be ideally the place to get. But a lot of people, when it comes to the retreat side, I've had companies telling me that they're hiring us to be for me, that they want to hang out with me, and they don't. If I were to stick somebody in there that maybe wasn't outgoing or wasn't able to engage with the people, it'll be. So I'm really gonna have to watch that super closely. Like, I don't want to micromanage. I want to be able to delegate.
Dude, I
want to
go ATVing with you, man, because of you.
Right.
Right.
So that's a bit of a hurdle we're gonna have to cross. I mean, I've got a friend of mine that helps me out when I need help, and we hire him up, and he's super outgoing guy, so people like him.
That's up to you.
That's the kind of people
that's
we
up
gotta
to
find.
you on who you're gonna find and who you're gonna bring in, and the moment you find that these guys are not fit for your clientele, just get rid of them.
Yeah, you can't be. I mean, luckily I have some management background where I got no problem hiring and firing people and make sure that we got the right guys for the job, because at the end of the day, if you're just trying to keep people happy, it's just not going to work.
Or step back, right? Get somebody else to manage, and you continue doing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Taking these guys
the
out.
fun
But,
side.
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
because it seems like that's the side that you want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. You don't get sick of it. I mean, I don't know how many times I've gone up to the hot springs in Harrison, and never gets old. I'm still going every time. They're like, "Do you hop in?" I'm like, "Of course I go in with you guys." Like, I'll let you have 30 minutes or so, to hang out, but I'm coming in. Like, just soak it up. It's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
General questions from the communities we got here. This is from Janet. What's the number one reason why people don't succeed as an entrepreneur in 2019?
Lack of hustle. Not wanting it bad enough. If you got something, if you think you have something, in my opinion, and you work at it hard enough, we put almost all of our money back in advertising. We're just trying to get this puppy up and going. But you just gotta. If you want it bad enough, you'll make it work. I would think.
No,
unless
think
you got something that's not a niche for anyone, nobody likes. But
printing presses today.
Right,
But even then,
right.
there's people that need brochures. They they need something done, right? Like, there's always gonna be there's always that niche will always have some type of business. It's not going to be as good as it was like 10, 15 years ago. For me, we went deeper in this thing earlier. I find, hustle for sure. That work ethic has to be there. But the other thing is, if you don't like what you do, you're not gonna grow it.
Right.
If you once started something because your mom and dad or your sisters or your whoever told you to start this business and you got into it, but you have no passion for it, there's no purpose there, it's gonna fail because you're not gonna get up in the morning, or something easier is gonna come along, or it's gonna be dinner somewhere else, or ATVing. You're just gonna pack up and leave.
Yeah,
So it has to be that as well.
Yeah, I would agree.
From Neil, what's your morning routine?
Well, I get up at about 5 and try and get to the gym depending on how busy the day is. But we get to the gym, and that's where I do most of my thinking for the day. You know, do a few emails if I can, or sit in between resting or whatever. But really gets you up, gets you focused, you know, and go home, make a coffee, do some emails, and either I have to go pick somebody up, or I'm organizing a retreat, or just prepping for growing the business. You know, if I'm online, if I'm trying to revamp some stuff on the website, whatever else, and then just trying to make the company grow, I suppose.
I'm just realizing about this about myself just recently. I need alone time in the morning. I wake up, I don't want to hear anyone's voice.
No,
Are you the same?
Yeah, I put on my headphones, and I probably got a not happy look on my face, but don't talk to me. I'm focused.
Yeah.
And, just thinking about, you know, what's going to happen today. How am I going to plan today? I really love that about the previous job I had. It was a bit of a commute, so I could drive alone time.
Mm-hmm.
Think about exactly what I was going to do that day and what the guys were going to be doing, how we were going to accomplish a certain task. And yeah, it's super effective for sure. To get up and go, I don't know how people do that. Like, they sleep and tap their alarm, snooze, snooze, snooze as many times as they can before they have to get out the door. Like, you got no time for yourself to think anything like that.
I do a backflip out of bed. I'm pumped. If I have a good sleep, I'm fired up. For me, it's like straight, washroom, breakfast, shower, and then straight, grab my phone, see what's going on, and, into the office, and let's go.
Yeah, maybe
I need that alone time until I get into the...
Yeah.
From Shishant, as an entrepreneur, what does a weekend mean to you?
Work. I mean, we always make time for family and friends, but I mean, that's definitely the biggest transition from going to a 9-to-5 or whatever, an everyday job.
Salary position.
Yeah. Thank you. That you don't get home at 5 o'clock or whatever and just shut off. It's, you're answering emails, you're doing social media.
Yeah.
You're making some phone calls. It's you gotta be willing to put the time in, I suppose, and you can't. I don't think you can shut it off at 5.
I think it's your second child.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, for you especially, right? I think it's your second child. Obviously, your daughter's more important, right? But this is there because if this thing takes off, then your daughter's taken care of. Right, the whole family's taken care of. So I always treat it. I have no kids, but I treat my business like my kids.
Yeah,
like them first.
Yeah,
I'm last. Right, take care of that. Sorry, what was the question?
What does a weekend mean to you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm the same, man. It's work, and then it's family and friends.
Yeah. I mean, often our retreats are on the weekends, so.
But
companies come up and you're
weekends
working.
Weekends don't mean Monday to Friday. Sorry, it doesn't mean Saturday,
correct.
Sunday, right?
But I mean, I think
your days
in
off.
The question, whoever asked the question, they, what does a weekend mean to us? Well, they're probably thinking Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, something, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the best part of being self-employed is if you got to take a Wednesday off or whatever to go to the water slides with your kid or take your wife out on a date.
Yeah.
You can.
100%.
It's the greatest thing.
When I first started business, I always looked at it this way. Every day is a Monday. Every night's a Friday.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Work hard, play hard.
Work hard and play hard, yeah.
For sure.
Now it's like every day is Monday. Every night is Monday.
How old's the baby?
She's 14 months nearly.
14 months.
Yeah, so brand spanking new.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess I can't say that anymore, but she's pretty young, so.
Fireball, like walking and
just
running.
Started walking when we were up in the shoe swap for a weekend. Did
she start on the boat?
No, maybe her sea legs did it to her, but she just suddenly walked across the room from one piece of couch to the other and all the family was around, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was lots of fun, that's for sure. But yeah, now she's a going concern, you know, just here, there, everywhere in the house. Just one more thing to watch out for.
How have you found the balance with family and a kid now, and obviously it's your first kid, and you know, running business and all this? How is that?
Yeah.
For you know, we had another guy on here, the Matrix guys, who just had a baby as well, and I don't know, probably around the same age.
Younger.
Younger?
One was probably like 6 weeks old, and the other one was about 7 months or so.
Yeah, it's an interesting, like, for anybody, it's a crazy time in your life. I mean, everybody tells you to expect this and expect that, and it's going to be so hard, and you're not going to get any sleep and whatever, and you kind of shake it off, more or less. But then when it's actually happening, you realize, like, everybody's spot on. Like, it is tough. Your lack of sleep, your lack of time with
your spouse,
your friends,
and
your
yeah.
spouse, right? I thought I would maintain somewhat of a similar lifestyle after a kid. Well, it would say it's mostly not true. It's a lot of time. Any spare time is spent with basically my daughter and my wife. And, you know, when sports season, I play a lot of sports as well, so that takes me away some nights. So that's my getaway, rather than going maybe to the pub or something on Friday or Saturday night with the boys. I'd go play hockey once a week, or go play baseball once a week, and that's kind of my time out. And then besides that, just with the family at the house, more or less.
Almost the same as business, right? When you're first starting off, like all those luxuries are gone, right? Every single time that you have, you know, you're spending, and it's, especially for somebody that's really focused and wants to grow their business, I think it's almost the same as having a child.
Yeah.
On the time.
Yeah, right. It's your baby. Like
it's your baby. Yeah.
It's pretty spot on, actually.
Some people won't agree with me, but
well, you got to work at it, and you love it. Hopefully, you love it, and yeah, you want it to grow.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I think we just started something here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What would be advice for a new dad? That's, you know, well, forget it, even as a business owner, but say any new dad or mom for that matter.
Well, cherish the time that you get with them. You don't get it back. People tell you that. You know, when the first time they do a certain thing, the first time they talk, first time they walk, whatever, you got to remember that stuff. And it's super special time, and it goes by really quick. So soak it all in, I would say. Try to juggle it the best of your ability between the family and the business, but you'll make it work. I mean, entrepreneurs are usually motivated people. They're ready to, they're grinding, and they'll find a way, make it work.
This is like about 20 years ago, probably more than that. I was a junior apprentice at a Ford dealership, and one of the senior guys, he comes up, he goes, let's go on a road test. I'm like, all right, jump in the car, and we're in East Van, so we drove over the Second Norris Bridge, up the hill. Like, what the hell's this guy doing, taking me all the way? And he was talking, right? Because his kid is about my age, and he goes, I don't know what to do with my son. He's like, he doesn't want to work, he wants to stay home, he's just like, he doesn't even listen, right? And I was young at the time. I didn't even know how to respond back to him. But I said one thing. I'm like, look, my parents have said a lot of things to me. And there's a lot of times they think I wasn't listening. I listened to every single thing. And I made my decision based on that, right? And I said, you got to keep talking. And I think as a parent, if somebody is a parent today, and if they're talking to the kids, they're not listening, I think they are.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that has to, you know, go back and forth. I think the talking has to be there. Even if you don't think they're listening, they are.
But well, you hope they're listening. Yeah, that's unfortunate that, you know, you're finding it more and more now too. Some of these younger kids, so they don't even know how to work. And
It's two things there. I think either they weren't allowed to because somebody was doing something and mom and dad or whoever it was that was raising them like, oh no, don't worry, I'll do this for you, right? They were babied and now they're out, right, into the real world and like, holy shit, I don't even know how to do this, or it's not something that they want to do.
Yeah. Well, they got to be held accountable. I mean, if we wanted something, if I wanted to buy a new dirt bike or whatever, or something, a pedal bike, anything, I had to work. I worked on weekends, Saturdays. I had to put in the time, and then eventually, like farm people, for example, farmers I've learned a lot from them. They're the most disciplined people. Like their job never ends. There's always cows or chickens or whatnot. They got to be milked or harvested or whatnot. They're constantly, and the kids are brought into the farm early. Chores, right? Just scrape the poop off the ground or give the cows some milk, or the calves, I should say. And they would come to school, and we're in like elementary school. They'd come to school and they'd already worked. That morning, feeding the cows or something like that. And those are the kids that they bought in houses and stuff now and whatever else, whereas the kids that were babied, maybe they're renting or living with mom and dad still. Like their work ethic is maybe they're just behind. Maybe they will be just as good of a worker in 5-10 years, but since those other kids, including myself, were started so early, now we're ahead of the game. I think starting them early is super important.
Yeah, starting them early is definitely important, and having those chores is important too. But also finding what you like. If there's a kid in there that doesn't like the farming, right? The mindset is there. The mindset is whatever you want, you need to work for it, right? I get that mindset, but some of them don't want to do that. So later in life, I think they'll figure out, okay, you know what? Yes. This is what my dad did, this is what my uncles did, this is what my parents did, this is what my siblings are doing. I don't want that. I want to get into fashion. But if the mindset is working, getting up in the morning and feeding, getting up in the morning, cleaning, and then taking care of everything and putting things together, if that mindset is there, they can do that in any business, right? And I think that's just the root of it all.
Yeah.
Not just sitting there, or not mom and dad doing everything for you.
No, that's not.
That's the worst. I think that's the worst part. And I see that now, being my age and looking back on, I almost say straight up, some family members, where everything was given by the parents, and now these guys are lazy as hell. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. I don't know what happens when the money stops or
whatever. I always take exactly. Yes. Well, I don't think it's that, but I just think there's no drive. There's absolutely no drive. They're depressed. I don't know. You just tell on their face. It's not something that they ever wanted.
What do you mean, like the drive isn't there because
the drive isn't because they don't know the drive.
They weren't allowed to.
They weren't allowed to figure it out. They're told to do something else, or everything was done for them. Now you get to the point in life where things aren't done for you, and you're not doing anything about it. We're like, whatever, just leave it alone. And
have you had any experience with like younger kids, like hiring or anything like that, employees that maybe?
Well, I haven't done any hiring for Fraser Valley Adventures per se. I've just gone to my network of people that I already know, family, friends, to give me a hand when it was needed. But in my previous experience, my last job, we would bring in young guns that some were gung-ho, ready to work, and others, you couldn't get them to pick up a shovel. They said, no, I was hired to run this machine. I'm not going to go on the shovel. Like, well, your job is to work. It's to do what I tell you to do. So some of them, most definitely were totally unmotivated. Go back a generation
and see how they're doing it.
Exactly.
Right? Go back to the siblings, or it doesn't have to be found, like whoever they grew up around. It might be uncles and aunts, or it might be friends, or it might be like high school kids. It's not that it's not that hard to figure out that that's why they're here.
Yeah. totally. Yeah, your parents obviously are probably the first persons that are going to set an example for you.
Yeah.
And then, for me, cousins and stuff that were older.
Yeah, who you looked up to, right?
Yeah, and sisters, brother-in-laws and stuff. And it was like, okay, I gotta work hard here and, pay my dues now. And maybe when I'm 50, 60 years old, I can be doing these cool things that my uncles and aunts and parents are doing. My father-in-law and mother-in-law and stuff, like go travel and, stuff like that. I figured, okay, well, I'm going to work hard now.
Or you
I
love
can
it
do
so
that
much,
later.
you're not going to do it.
Or maybe that, yeah.
You're going to die on the ATV.
Yeah.
When you're
Just to be doing
100,
something I love.
not with the accident, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'll just keel over sideways on one.
Nah, never mind.
From Sam, how do you spend your free time away from your business to help relax?
To help me relax.
Yeah, same here. I know the answer too. I know, well, two.
Well, I like doing physical activity, any kind of sport,
Yeah.
and I do a lot of dirt bike.
Yeah, I nailed it, man.
Yeah.
Mine was gym and ATVing. Not for
That's
me,
right.
but for
Yeah.
I was going to pick for you.
No, you're bang on. It's ATVing, dirt biking, anything to do with a motor. We race cars and stuff too. We build Jeeps, like anything I can do just to.
That Jeep on
set of wheels.
Instagram, that's yours? That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice Jeep.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we bought it years ago from stock and just slowly built it up over the years. And it's a little excessive for doing the tours and stuff. It's got some.
But it's branding for you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a looker for sure. Even driving downtown here, like people are giving me the wide eyes, like, holy, look at this monster thing coming through the intersection.
I would go like on the sidewalk right now, park it up top, go inside the Starbucks.
Yeah, I just
like,
pay the
look at this,
ticket.
right?
I wouldn't even worry about it. Probably be worth the advertising.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
No, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I think we were talking about like meditation. People like to meditate. It's like saying, oh, you need to wind down. And I think we were talking, like, for me, it's getting out and doing something, whether it's playing hockey or basketball.
But that's a form of meditating.
Exactly.
Totally
You're clearing
is.
your mind,
Yeah.
right? And so, yeah, I see that, right? You're
Me
active.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, me time.
Yeah.
Every day, man.
Every
If I don't
day.
have me time, this is something that came across a few months ago. I need time for myself. I need time to be creative. I need time to work, and I need time to have a relationship, have a conversation back and forth, and not like direct messaging, like a real conversation back and forth. I need those things in a day. If I don't have that, my day is not fulfilled.
Yeah, I've heard you say that on multiple of your
Yeah,
podcasts.
yeah.
It is so important. Like, if you don't have time to reflect,
And
on
most don't have
decisions
that,
or-
man. You have to get away for not 5 minutes, but like half an hour for a coffee.
It's
And
unfortunate. You got to make the time.
Yeah, you got to make the time, and it's
You got to
and
get
it's
up a
hard
little
for
early or go to
it's
bed
probably-
a little later.
and it's
maybe.
probably hard for parents, right? When,
Oh.
when they have little ones.
So hard.
But that's when the other spouse has to step up, like, okay, go, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Of the child.
Right. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be there. And
I
You
do it
know.
for Dylan all the time. He comes in here so his parents can go out and have a coffee, right? I take care of this kid.
you're so nice.
Yeah. Get paid to get taken care of. It's nice.
Damn it.
You got it backwards. This is the last question from Allison. What keeps you going or has kept you going in the building or beginning phases of building your business?
Just the positive feedback. I mean, we're our kind of what is it, slogan, or what do you call that? Your
Motto?
business motto is basically trying to get people out to experience BC, experience the nature, and on all of our reviews on all of our websites and stuff, it's 100% positive. Like, we've not had one bad thing said. It's just been our one review that we got 4 stars. It was because there was a bridge down, so we weren't able to get to our destination, so we ended up just touring around and checking out some other cool spots. But that was the only reason I didn't get that 5-star, which still haunts me a little bit.
Yeah, you have no control over that.
No, but yeah, it's definitely the feedback and how much people say they enjoy it and how much fun they had and how they're going to recommend people and stuff. And that's definitely keeps me going. And the fact that I love it,
Yeah.
all of the outdoor stuff. So it keeps me coming back every morning. Positive mindset. I'll just keep plugging away.
Yeah. For me, I love the hustle and grind.
Yeah, it is fun.
That's what feeds me, right? It's just I need it.
Oh, and you get a network. Well, like doing this podcast, how amazing is it for you guys? Like you get to talk to all these interesting people all the time and networking. You probably grow your other business just through meetings.
Yeah,
great
true.
people.
True, but the main thing here is like, find out what these guys are doing, how they started, the challenges that they have, and if there's any value you can add back and forth. That's the thing that I like about it, and I get to learn about different sectors, right? Like I didn't know anything about corporate retreats. I heard about corporate retreats so many times, kind of been on one before, but now. Like hearing about the business and the struggles and everything else, it's fascinating.
Oh, I think it's important. I mean, if people own their own business, if you're nice to your guys, your girls, your employees, like you show them a good time, show them that they're appreciated. I mean, you get that back tenfold in the end of the day. Like they are all like, this is awesome. I want to be here for next year when we do it. And then you got another great employee for a year possibly.
Employees are more important than customers.
Yeah, if you don't have good people,
all day long. Yeah.
Might as well call it quits.
Yeah. The customers are always secondary.
Yeah. Well, you're only as good. What is that saying? You're only as good as your worst employee or something like.
What's that other one in trades? You're as strong as the weakest link.
Right. Yeah. Basically, same, but it's totally true. I would say you got to make sure you got positive people and hardworking people.
Exactly. We'll drop all your links in the bottom here for somebody that needs to book.
We got a website, www.fraservalleyadventures.com. I think the Instagram is fraservalley.adventures.
We'll look it up and we'll put all the links.
That'd be great.
That's good.
Yeah, that's basically the most effective way to find us and check it out. And hopefully we can do something with you guys.
Hell yeah. Yeah. After this is off and I think we're back from holidays here, then we'll have to go ATVing.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll be fun.
Go on a Jeep tour up to the hot springs or something.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Sounds great.
It really is. There's nothing better.
Awesome. AJ, thanks for coming, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.